is Cassandra Junifont. I met Sabrina back when I worked at TNG after they acquired us from a company called RMSI.
Mhm.
At the time, I was the director of human resources for about let's see, the organization as a whole was several thousand employees in 50 different states, in almost all 50 states. And my department was probably 4 to 5 people at that time.
Uh-huh. And would you what got you into the coaching? What started that process and what was the experience like for you?
Yeah, so I met Sabrina because my company had been acquired. And in that acquisition, there was a lot of transition naturally. And it has just so happened that I was not at all considered for a promotion to be the vice president of human resources during that acquisition. And at that time, I didn't appreciate how all of that happened. There was a lot of contention because of the acquisition, and I told my the leadership at the time that you've got to make some changes here. You've got to make some decisions, or I'm not going to last. I'm not going to stay here. I'm not going to report to my new vice president. And so, because of the contention, mostly on my part, the leadership brought in Sabrina to initiate mediation between me and the team about what was going on and how we could come to resolution. Um, that was just the beginning, though, because even after all of that got organized and situated, and I became the vice president of human resources, the relationship that I developed with Sabrina, it surpassed that one incident or that one occasion. It ended up just being a coach to me for several years, and a coach to my team after that. And even after I left TNG due to another acquisition, I couldn't leave Sabrina. And so we ended up working together when I left the organization because she was instrumental to my professional growth.
Thank you for that. And what was there anything surprising about coaching that you hadn't expected?
Was there anything surprising about coaching?
You must have had some idea of what you thought coaching was before you started doing that with me. And did
Uh,
anything change or
I think I can't say that I had specific ideas on what coaching was. At that time, I was very self-centered. I had a I was upset. I had an opinion about how things were happening, and so I was very internally focused. And what Sabrina did, what you did, was able to help me kind of take a look outside of myself and become more aware. I think I completely lacked self-awareness, and what coaching um, brought to me was the ability to read the room, read the environment, look outside myself. I think that was, I don't know if it was surprising or not. I just know that it kind of shook me outside of the very narrow focus and lens that I had at that time.
great? And what would you say to people who might be considering leadership or career coaching but are a little bit reluctant because they haven't tried it?
Oh my gosh, it's non-negotiable. I will not live my life going forward without being highly engaged in some form of professional development. It's a game changer. It's a game changer. Just because we're quote unquote professionals doesn't mean that there isn't more to learn. As a matter of fact, that's when some of the true learning begins. Because up until that point, well, everyone's different, but I think the true learning begins um, when you've done something for so long and you think that you've got it down. Things change, environments change, economy changes, culture changes. There's so many changes, and if you're not attempting to grow yourself through those changes, you're not going to make it. You're just not going to make it.